Everyone on the San Francisco 49ers clearly believes that football is a serious business. Well, almost everyone. Joe Montana's sense of fun was dampened slightly last Sunday when host New England struck first on a Steve Grogan pass to Derek Ramsey, number 88. But it turned out that the joke was on the Patriots, as Montana was serious indeed in throwing for a pair of scores, including one to Dwight Clark, number 87. In winning their fourth straight, the Niners maintained their position as the NFL's highest-scoring team with a 33-13 victory, and proved the wisdom of the old adage, he who laughs last, laughs best. It used to be that teams could lie down on the job and still beat the New Orleans Saints, but last Sunday the Miami Dolphins were caught napping in the Superdome by an aggressive Saints defense. Number 73 Frank Warren forced an errant pass that number 98 Reggie Lewis picked off for a 27-yard score. The Saints were intent on proving that the NFL's longest slumber party has come to an end. New Orleans assumed a 17-0 third-quarter lead over a Dolphins team whose lone bright spot was rookie Dan Marino's touchdown pass. Despite the throw to number 85, Mark Duper, young Dan Marino was overshadowed by old Ken Stabler, who clicked on 12 of 18 passes, including a scoring toss to Tyrone Young, number 40. Teams that used to lie down on the job against the Saints now have their work cut out for them. And New Orleans' 17-7 win over the AFC defending champion Dolphins was yet another indication that this vastly improved team has come a long way. The visiting Los Angeles Raiders had to go a long way in order to score against Washington. 99 yards in the face of one of the NFL's toughest defenses. Most teams would have tried to take little bites out of that yardage, but the Raiders aren't like most teams. In the second quarter, Jim Plunkett and number 21 Cliff Branch sank their teeth into the Redskins secondary and got all the yardage they needed with one huge bite. Even though Branch's birth certificate states his age as 35, he remains fast enough to pull a hamstring muscle and still outrun a defender to the end zone. When this race was over, the Raiders produced a 99-yard touchdown, only the fifth such play in NFL history. Washington, meanwhile, adhered to the little bite theory of yardage gobbling and looked razor sharp in doing so. Number 25 Joe Washington hauled in a 9-yard strike from Joe Theismann that gave the Skins a 17-7 halftime lead. But after the intermission, the Raiders unleashed a furious aerial assault. Calvin Muhammad, number 82, caught 2 of 3 unanswered Jim Plunkett touchdown passes. That provided Los Angeles with a 28-20 advantage. In the fourth period, the Raiders increased their lead by 7 on another long-distance score. This one a 97-yard punt return by Greg Pruitt, number 34. Pruitt's touchdown provided further proof that, as always, speed is a potent Raider weapon. This game was destined to mirror the fable of the hare and the tortoise, and the Redskins came out of their shell behind Theismann, who in the final quarter threw for 226 of his career-high 417 passing yards. After number 87 Charlie Brown's touchdown, a Washington field goal narrowed the score to 35-30. Then, with 33 seconds remaining, the Redskins climaxed their incredible come-from-behind heroics. A couple of swell Joes, Washington and Theismann, combined to seal the Raiders' first defeat of the season, as Washington earned a 37-35 victory in an explosive battle that saw both teams rack up over 1,300 yards in passing, rushing, and returns. The Redskins' fourth consecutive win demonstrated that they are investing a lot of themselves in the serious business of football, and so far the dividends have been most rewarding. When rookie wide receiver Willie Gault traded his Olympic track shoes for a Bear uniform, he made Chicago his kind of town, while Denver's John Elway has given the Broncos little to sing about. Elway enhanced his status as the league's lowest-rated quarterback when he laid a limp lob in the lap of Bear cornerback Les Frazier, number 21, for a touchdown, and a lead the Bears never relinquished. Offensively, the Bears used several tools to roll up more than 400 yards against the declining Denver defense. Fullback Matt Suhey, number 26, followed this 52-yard pass reception with a 13-yard scoring run, then gave way to quarterback Jim McMahon, who spotted Willie Gault on a crossing pattern. Gault's touchdown helped the Bears build a 24-0 halftime lead, and when backup quarterback Vince Evans replaced McMahon in the final period, he completed exactly one pass, good for 72 yards. Willie Gault's second touchdown was his sixth of the season, and it helped deal the Broncos their third straight loss, 31-14. In Kansas City, turnovers were the talk of the town, and there was much to talk about. Between them, the Cardinals and the Chiefs coughed the ball up 15 times. Right from the start, the hunt was on for the football. Cardinals safety Lee Nelson, number 38, earned St. Louis a short-lived 7-0 lead, only to see it vanish minutes later when Roy Green was stripped of the ball. And Charles Jackson, number 51, rambled 37 yards for the tying touchdown. The Chiefs never trailed again. Three fumbles and 5 interceptions later, Billy Jackson, number 43, rumbled by 5 Cardinals, posing as defensive football players, for the game-clinching score as the Chiefs won 38-14. It was an exciting afternoon for those who enjoy sloppy play. And in Pittsburgh, it was a dull afternoon until the Steelers finally edged the Houston Oilers on a busted play. Instead of blocking a linebacker, Steeler running back Walter Abercrombie wandered upfield and caught the deciding touchdown pass from Cliff Stout, as the Steelers handed the Oilers their 12th straight loss, 17-10. Losses are becoming a habit for the Cincinnati Bengals as well. Against the Colts, Ken Anderson and Chris Collinsworth teamed up to show the kind of flash that made the Bengals one of football's winningest teams over the past 2 years. Collinsworth caught 9 passes for a club record 206 yards and his first touchdown of the year. The score gave the Bengals a 31-21 lead, but the Colts are playing the kind of football no one would have believed a month ago, and were no doubt inspired by Kendall Williams, number 44. Down by 10 in the final period, the gritty Colts used 2 Raul Alegre field goals and a Curtis Dickey touchdown to earn a stunning come-from-behind win, 34-31. Suddenly, the Colts are contenders in the AFC East. Giants head coach Bill Parcells has built his team around a punishing defense and a grinded-out running game. But against the Chargers, you don't need to grind it out to score. The easiest way is to throw. Usually a receiver will be open. Danny Pittman's scoring catch exposed the weaknesses in San Diego's defense. It also gave the Giants receiver the early lead in the balloting for best performance following a touchdown. While Pittman bellied up to the competition, Scott Brunner calmly passed for 395 yards, the second highest single-game yardage total in Giants history, behind Y.A. Tittle's 505. Brunner's third touchdown toss of the day helped New York erase a 27-10 deficit and even the count at 34. But with 4 minutes remaining in the game, San Diego's Chuck Muncie, number 46, raced around the left side for the go-ahead score. The Giants had a chance to tie, but with 56 seconds left and the ball at the San Diego 12-yard line, Brunner came up empty. The loose ball was ruled a fumble, and the Chargers, after seeing their 17-point first-half lead disappear into a fourth-quarter tie, escaped with their second win of the season. The 41-34 victory was further proof that no San Diego lead, however big, is safe. An 11-point Minnesota Vikings halftime advantage provided little security for the men in purple when they played Dallas last week. An aggressive defense and 2 touchdown passes from Steve Dills to Sammy White, number 85, helped the Vikings jump out to a 24-13 lead at intermission. But the 1983 Cowboys have demonstrated a remarkable capacity to bounce back when down. Their 4 previous wins were come-from-behind efforts. Against Minnesota, 3 second-half touchdowns. The last, this Danny White to Drew Pearson hookup, produced a 37-24 win and left Dallas as the only remaining unbeaten team in the NFL. In Green Bay, the officials obviously knew that the Packers and the winless Tampa Bay Buccaneers were getting ready for a real laugher. Why else would they have been clowning around before the game even started? Lo and behold, they were right. Beginning with Philip Epps' 90-yard punt return for a touchdown early in the opening period, the Packers were off and running. And run they did. Following Epps' 90-yarder, quarterback Lynn Dickey threw over the middle to rookie running back Jesse Clark, number 33. And it was Clark's turn to outrun Tampa's defense for 75 yards and the Packers' second touchdown. The Bucs defense has been among the league's stingiest in recent seasons, but this year they have shown signs of cracking. An inefficient offense has forced them to be on the field far too often, and the wear is taking its toll. Tampa's offense continued to have its problems against the Packers. Mike Douglas, number 53, stripped the ball from quarterback Jack Thompson, picked it up and ran 35 yards for the Packers' 5th touchdown of the first half. Green Bay was not finished. The Packers completed their first half assault when James Lofton, number 80, turned a short pass into a 57-yard score. Green Bay's 49 first-half points set an NFL record and were more than enough as the Packers prevailed 55-14. As for the winless Bucs, well, you can bet that their 0-5 start is no laughing matter. After 5 weeks, one undercurrent in this circus of an NFL season has been the notable absence of the home field advantage. Down in Atlanta last Sunday, the Falcons, who were winless at home, met the Eagles, whose only victories had come on the road. And the outcome of this game followed the same zany scenario of weekends past. But the Falcons didn't go down before their hometown fans without a fight. Floyd Hodges' 6-yard touchdown was one of 3 scoring strikes thrown by the league's leading passer, Steve Bartkowski. Stacey Bailey's 41-yard catch and run was one of 2 touchdowns on his part that brought the Falcons back from the depths of a 14-point first-quarter deficit. While Bailey appears to be a leaper who prefers the goalpost stuff to the standard spike, the Eagles have one bounder who can still jump with the best of them. Harold Carmichael's 29-yard end zone grab was one of 3 Ron Jaworski touchdown tosses. But it was Jaworski citing a Mike Quick who split the seams between 3 Falcon defenders that gave the Eagles a last-minute 28-24 victory. Only a week before, Philadelphia had fallen prey to a similar final-second defeat at home against St. Louis. But so far in this bizarre season, being away from home means having a cause for celebration. In Cleveland, Browns fans hailed the return of their beloved Cardiac Kids, who were coming home after conquering the Chargers in San Diego with a stunning come-from-behind overtime win. Brian Sipe was accorded a hero's welcome along the lines of a victorious Roman general entering his home arena after campaigns afar. But Sipe soon found himself a very lonesome commander, his legion somehow deserting him upon their arrival in Cleveland. One week before, inside the confines of their kingdom, Seattle had been unable to play David to the Washington Redskins' Goliath. But they regained their winning way as a giant killer by toppling the Central Division leading Browns. Kurt Warner banged home 2 touchdowns from 1 yard out, while defensive end Jacob Green discovered that it is just best to be where the ball is going when you are clearly blocked out of the play. Green's 73-yard touchdown run with Brian Sipe's errant pass sealed the Seahawks' 24-9 victory. For Seattle, it was their second win in 3 tries away from their dome, while the Browns went down to their second defeat of the year, both of which have occurred at home. The Rams limp back to their haven in Anaheim, wounded by the pain of 2 close, bitter losses in Green Bay and New York. And a lean and hungry Detroit Lion team stalked L.A. like a team starving for victory. Fortunately for the Rams, they have a halfback named Eric Dickerson. Dickerson has made an easy leap from the Texas fields of SMU to the sunny shores of Southern California, where he has become some kind of fan favorite. But then Eric Dickerson has made himself quite at home in every stadium he has visited throughout the land. In the Rams' 21-10 victory over the Lions, Dickerson scored 3 times and ran for 199 yards, pushing his league-leading rushing and scoring totals to 645 yards and 9 touchdowns. Having the home field is not much of an advantage without the horses to go with it. When you have a Mustang with the speed and grace of an Eric Dickerson, it really doesn't matter where you play.